and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. My name is Lisa Curcio.
And my name is Gina Curcio-Holly, better known as her daughter.
We are so glad that you are here with us, whether you are watching live or perhaps watching the replay.
Yes.
It's a privilege to have you here with us. Tonight, we've got a fun full birthday card that has a pivot. But there's a lot of fun happening in the studio tonight.
There are, and there's 4 reasons why we want you to stick around to the end of the video. Number 1 is we do have 6 projects to share with you tonight, 6 different samples, but we have 2 additional ones. So there's actually going to be 8 total samples, but in your project sheet that is available for download in the video description below, we'll include 6 of those samples, which have full color photos, cutting dimensions, and a complete supply list. If you're in the live chat, that link will be available for you towards the end of the demonstration. The second reason why you should stick around to the end of the video is because we're using all brand new product from Stampin' Up's new 2022-2023 annual catalog that is debuting on May 3rd, which is on Tuesday.
Just a few days, yeah.
Just almost a week away. The third reason why is very special to us here at the studio. We are debuting my mom's brand new $1 million stamp set, Charming Sentiments, tonight, and we're going to unveil it, walk you through it. We have something very special for you. And last but not least, the final reason why you should stick around is because we are doing a live chat giveaway. We are giving away the Charming Sentiments bundle that includes the photopolymer stamp set and the coordinating die set that goes with it to 5 of you lucky live chat viewers. So make sure you stick around for that.
Yeah, that's going to be done randomly at the end of tonight's demonstration. Yep. Don't go away, but really important, but you're going to need to be able to comment and chat during the live stream. Absolutely. And if you're watching the replay, we'd love to hear from you. So in order to comment or chat, you're going to need to log into your YouTube account, which is your Gmail address. Now, that's a requirement of YouTube, not of us. So you're going to need to do that, okay? So get yourself all logged in and ready to go. And the other thing we want you to know about is about our moderators tonight, because she's here. She's not moderating tonight. So we have 2 people here helping out. The first, you'll see Bob Curcio, my husband.
Also my dad.
He's here, better known as Bob the Builder to most of you. He's here in the live chat. He's going to provide links for you. Not so good at the stamping part.
Not the best, but that's why we have Marion Lenhart. She's actually on the Stamp Studio team with us. She is a pro stamper, just beautiful work, so she can answer any of your stamping questions. But do know that she is just one person, so if your question does go unanswered, feel free to contact us at lisastampstudio.com and then hit that contact button.
Awesome. I think we're ready.
Let's start.
Let's get started. Now, we are going to demonstrate simultaneously next to each other, but I'm going to start off with the cutting and the scoring dimensions with you. So keep in mind, all the cutting dimensions and such are going to be in that free project sheet. So don't feel like you got to write things down. I wanted to make it super easy for you. Oh, we're working on a new camera setup tonight. Can you tell? So we're working on autofocus, so just bear with us. This is 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to do a couple score lines. The first one is going to be at 2 1/8 of an inch. So nice straight ledge here up on my paper trimmer. Love that I've got both a scoring and a cutting blade so I can keep them on the track at the exact same time. They navigate up and down out of the way. So I'm going to use this ledge up here, so 2 1/8, and then I am going to score. And then I'm going to slide all the way over to 5 1/2 inch, which is actually going to be the center of this card. Now, we're not quite done. We are going to turn this, rotate it one direction, so now it's going the long way. So this is the 11-inch side. This is where this clear cutting guide comes in like a champ, because I want you to make a little tick mark on this so that we can do some cutting. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this back up at the 2 1/8 inch mark. And I love this project, Gina. You only need to know 2 dimensions.
Yep.
So I'm going to close the door at 2 1/8, and with my very favorite crafting pencil, this is one of my craft room favorites. So I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but obviously this is not a Stampin' Up product, so it's not in my online store. But we have products linked for you that we use here in the studio that aid in our paper crafting. And this is one of them, and it works like a champ because the lead is very, very soft and the eraser, fantastic. Mechanical pencils, especially this one, going to fit beautifully in here. And all I want you to do, let me extend that tip a little bit, is make a little tick mark there right inside that cutting track. So that's perfect for measuring.
Love that.
Now what we're going to do is we are going to cut from that tick mark right here to that first score line. Do you see it? I know we've got a little bit of an issue with the lighting and such, so I'm just trying to keep you in the know here. Let me go ahead and make a little line here so that you can kind of see that on camera. All we're going to do is connect the dots. This black line right here is the cutting and the scoring track. So what's going to allow it to do is it's going to allow it to travel in there right between those lines. So there's the first one. And now what we're going to do is just pivot the paper. And I'll go ahead and make another line here for you so that it's easy for you to see. And I'm going to line that up in the track and this one in the track. And I'm just pivoting the paper to make sure that it's going to fall in that area here. Once I'm happy with it, we're going to give that a cut as well. And I'm going to throw those away, or of course, if you keep small scraps, you're going to be all set. I'm going to hand that off to you, Gina. The eraser about this, we've talked and I've told you how amazing it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use that to erase any visible pencil marks. But this card has a pivot, which is going to make it super fun to use.
So fun. And the best part is, we forgot to mention this, that in the project sheet, there's a template that I made.
Oh yeah, we
so
got
they
template.
have that. You don't have to remember any of this.
And we had a twist on one of these fun folds that Gina created that I just thought was brilliant. So make sure you hang with us.
All right, next. So I actually did mine ahead of time, and I went ahead and scored it. So it's going to look a little bit like this. I'm using Melon Mambo, and what are you using?
I'm using Pool Party. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and fold up on my score lines because you're a step ahead of me, I see.
I am a little
Bone
bit.
folder. You know, I'm a big fan of that thing, right?
It is my favorite. Yours is the take your pick tool. Mine is the bone folder.
I know. I want to talk to you guys about this. How many times have you used a new scoring blade and it leaves a little bit of a raised edge on your cardstock, especially if it's super sharp?
Yes.
So just take your bone folder and just press it out, and that actually flattens out any raised edges. It's just a silly tip, but it works really, really good.
Yep.
Now, this is not the full extent of the fun fold.
No, correct.
Okay.
We have to keep going.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you doing next? Because I'm going to work alongside you.
All right, let's go ahead and show them really quick that we pre-cut a square. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
searching for
So
mine.
this
Bear with
cutting
me.
dimension is in your project sheet. This is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and this is actually going to be a little hinge.
It is,
But
when we're done.
before we get too far ahead, let's go ahead and decorate that hinge, because it's really going to be the focal point of both of our cards.
Correct. Now, since we're going to create 2 simultaneous cards, and not to mention all those extra samples,
Yes.
I want you to keep in mind that we are doing different things. We're not creating the same card because we want to maximize all the creativity we give you.
Exactly. Same fold,
Yep.
different samples.
Right.
All right, so I'm using the Happiness Abounds bundle. This is brand new from Stampin' Up's new annual catalog that debuts on May 3rd. It comes, of course, with coordinating dies
Ooh,
because
so pretty.
who doesn't love that?
Nope.
So this also has a beautiful designer series paper.
Oh,
I am using this version. This is already pre-cut, and I'm also using the back side.
gorgeous.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. What are you using tonight?
I am using the brand new bundle called Sweet Songbirds. Now, we're both a sucker for whimsical stamps.
We are, yeah.
And I love this because you're going to notice that the greetings incorporate quite a few different occasions. And can't wait to give you some tips about this punch. So that's what I'm going to be using tonight.
All right.
I'm
So
going to start with that image. You too?
yes, me too. So I went ahead and I pulled out one of the images already. This is going to be that large flower. Do you know what kind of flower this is?
You know, I want to say it's an open rose, to be honest with
Open
you.
rose? All right. Someone in the live chat, I'm sure, will know. But we're going to go ahead and ink that up. What I do with larger stamp sets is I flip them over to ink them
face
when
up.
they're too big. So
Yep.
I'm using Memento ink because if you know me, I love to color.
Yep.
So I'm going to be doing that tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up really quick. And then a good tip, even with photopolymer or if you're using red rubber, if they're larger, you're going to want to do firm, even pressure
Right.
everywhere on the card to make sure that you get that indentation really, really good, especially in the center. Because sometimes we press on the outside more than we do in the center.
Right.
And then you go and lift up your stamp and you're missing part of the image.
Mhm.
So doing firm, even pressure, just taking your time really ensures a good look.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it looks so dimensional. That's the one thing I
Yeah.
love about
It's
this.
absolutely gorgeous. What are you
Now,
doing?
Well, I am going to do my stamping somewhat on here, and of course I'm going to use the punch. So for me, it's really, really important that I have this on the diagonal. So I need a diamond shape.
Good.
And this is what I love about demonstrating together is we can show several different ways to create something.
Absolutely.
This is Crumb Cake ink just at the top of your screen. And from that same stamp set, all my images are coming from that. Okay. So there's this branch image. Now I love this because because if you like to assemble and be creative, this is going to be your gig. So I'm going to stamp this near the bottom. I'm kind of looking at my original one to kind of see where it was at. And I think I'm kind of putting him, I'm going to say right about here. All right, so we've got my branch. I'm going to put that off camera, and I'm going to move your stamp over because I'm going to use some more ink. While I've got that out, let's do this. I'm going to bring in a piece of crumb cake cardstock as well.
Okay.
Because in this stamp set, there is the most adorable nest ever.
It's cute.
And I don't know about you, but I didn't want to color this in. So what I did is I stamped it tone on tone.
Love that tip.
Yeah, the great thing about Stampin' Up! Products is the color coordination.
Right.
So your cardstock is going to match your ink pad that matches your Stampin' Blends alcohol-based markers and so on and so forth. Now, I did use my scissors and I fussy cut that because remember, there isn't a die, there's a punch.
Right.
Super easy.
But that's easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's super easy. So I've got that piece, but now I've got to add a little bit more to this. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this on the diagonal. And I want to give you some tips about the stamp set because if you're really liking, I need that old olive ink pad, Gina. I think we're both using the same pad tonight. Inside that stamp set, there's some leaves. And you might notice that they're positioned kind of odd here, aren't they? Mm-hmm. That's for a reason. Because had this all connected, look,
it fits perfectly.
They fit perfectly. Yeah. But since they don't fit tonight, and I'm stamping on the diagonal, let me line that back up. I thought, well, why not just use them independently, right?
Love it.
So I'm going to stamp, and I'm also going to stamp off because I want these to be a little bit lighter. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill this in while you move on to what you're doing next.
Awesome. So remember what I said, we have coordinating dies with this bundle, and that makes stamping so easy. Punches are great when you have bundles, but my favorite is the coordinating dies because like what I'm going to do tonight, I did a lot of stamping, and so then I just go ahead and run through the dies once through the machine, and everything comes out. So what happened when I die cut it, it looks just like this. Of course, it didn't come out colored. I did pre-color some of this, but I'm going to teach you how to use the Stampin' Combo Blends, which are alcohol-based markers. What I've already done is put down the light color. Again, I'm using Mellow Mambo here. Let me show you how to build onto this to use a little bit of dimension in your coloring. With the combo blend, you do have a thicker side and a thin side. And it's notated here by the lines and by the photos. You can see that this is more of a marker brush tip, where this is more of a fine tip.
Yep.
So I'm going to use the thicker tip, the brush tip. Honestly, there's no right or wrong way of doing this, but what I like to do is always put down my light color first.
Me too.
And then I go ahead and take my dark to add a little dimension, some defining lines. So you can kind of see me doing that here and there, just kind of going everywhere, just kind of adding some dark colors. Again, there's no right or wrong way to doing this. And then when you add what you want to add, you come back in with your lighter color. And what you do is, because it has alcohol, you're going to start pulling that dark back into that light. And once it starts to evaporate, those colors are going to blend together. And when you're done and it finally finishes evaporating, you get something that looks just like this.
So beautiful.
So I went ahead and I colored my pieces ahead of time. So this is what it looks like.
We love to color.
I love to color. Yeah, absolutely.
We're like, it's therapy.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And so pretty.
Yes.
Wait till you see how this card comes together. It's so striking. Now, I know I'm a little bit on an angle here. Gina and I work in a corner.
We do.
Yeah. So we're sharing in a very kind way. Now, I want to add some pieces to this, but I'm going to go ahead and use the punch next. So I'm going to slide that off camera with my, what am I talking about next? There we go. I was trying to find the word. What's that? Okay, I'm going to do my bird. Now, we talked about how there's a punch that goes with this, and I'm going to use Pool Party for this. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And from, again, all the same stamp set, we've got this little bird. Now, I want to call something to your attention. This punch has numerous images on it. And you know why I love it? Because it's like 4 punches in one.
Right.
And the great thing about this is you can really 3D this, which means you are able to build all these pieces up to get some great dimension.
Yeah.
Especially if you love to do 3D projects or scrapbooking, you want that dimension. But you're probably looking at this, well, how do you know where to stamp and where to punch? So this is what I want to show you what I did. I actually punched it from a scrap piece of cardstock, nice and simple. I labeled where the top was and how it slid into the punch. This now gives me an indication of where these images have to go. So I'm going to ink this up, and you're going to see I'm using a strip because I find I waste a whole lot less paper like that. So I'm going to ink up my little Pool Party guy here, and you're going to see he's kind of going on a little tilt. And I'm going to stamp that here. So we've got my bird. Oh, look.
It's all right. It's okay.
He's ran into a branch.
Yeah, he's okay.
It's okay. All right. So we got that. All right. Next, he needs a wing, obviously.
Yes,
but
he's
you
got
know what? I am not that good. I can't stamp through all of those. So my tip for you is to take the time and just put him in here, and you're going to line him up. Now, this is what I love about Stampin' Up! Punches, is they leave the ever so small border all the way around, just like a die would.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, another tip you may not know is if you lightly squeeze the punch shut, it locks your cardstock into place so you don't lose your placement.
Squeeze.
And then you're gonna punch. Okay, so we got a mess. I just keep throwing it on the floor. All right, so we've got our bird. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is that wing. Do you see it here? Mm-hmm. This is not a wing.
Is it not?
No, because I was having fun with this going, what is that? So here is the wing image here, and you're going to see that it needs to go here, right? It's got to go this way so that it's going to punch out well. So I'm going to stamp that here at the bottom once again, and that's going to ensure that I'm not wasting my paper and it's going in the right direction. So there we go. We have a wing. Obviously, there are other pieces on here, which I'm going to talk you through, but let's go ahead and let's use this area. You see that shape?
Yep.
Do you know what it's for now? Is that not the cutest little thing ever? Have you figured it out?
I haven't.
Okay, so let me bring this in. Here's a scratched piece of paper.
Oh, is it his belly?
It is his belly.
Oh,
now, this stamp set
okay.
includes 2 different birds, Gina. Why don't you show them that?
This is what I love because the 2 birds are going in opposite directions.
Right.
So that means if you want to use them on the same card, you can.
Right.
And if you don't want to use them on the same card, but you want your bird coming in from the right side, you can do that. Or if you just want it coming from the left side, you can do that.
Correct. 2 bellies.
2 bellies.
2 bellies, sorry.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ink this up, and I am going to stamp off. I recently re-inked that, so it's very dark. And I am going to use my photopolymer, try to keep my head out of your camera, and I'm going to stamp this here. I'm not looking for perfection. Cute. We're just looking for a little color there. Okay, so that takes care of that.
And then look at this.
I know I'm not done yet. I'm going to get my beak. Okay, so here's my beak, and I'm going to use that full strength, and then photopolymer. And if it's not dark enough, my friends, you're just going to go right back over it again and make it as dark as this.
That's the beauty of full of polymer.
Don't you love it? Yeah. It's so cute. Okay, we're almost done.
Yep.
All right, so the next thing is he's got no eyes, right? Okay, I love this stamp set because check this out. You may not have noticed this, but those little double dots and those little double like sleeps, little sleep, those are like little sleepy eyes. Look, they're one stamp.
So
easy. Oh my gosh. So we're just going to go like this, and you can give them any expression you want. Cute. Oh my gosh, so darn cute. This is something that the grandkids, nieces, and nephews are going to enjoy with you as well. Now, obviously, we're going to put these together. I am so glad I made this one before they came because look, he doesn't have the line from the branch.
He didn't have eyes, so he ran into the tree. It's fine.
Okay, so I've got my wing, all right? I want to assemble this very, very quickly because I want to talk to you a little bit more about how I situated him. Good, all right. Yeah. So I've got my mini dimensionals here. Take your pick tool.
Best.
Can't live without it. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add a mini dimensional here to the widest part of that wing. I have osteoarthritis, very painful for those that have it. Taken off that paper backing, and I decided to kind of make his little wing go this way. Kind of
so cute.
Looks so sweet. But do you remember that we had the nest, okay?
Yes.
So let me slide that into your camera view, and I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet because I can't survive without this. This is fantastic because it's going to keep your work surface sticky free. Adhesive, liquid glue, and hot glue will not stick to it. So I want to put him in the nest. So we're going to flip this upside down. I'm taking my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to add a little adhesive here to the back side, all right? And then we're just going to kind of put him, and he's just so cute. All right. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to add some greetings to this because I want to put this together as if you're going to put yours together.
Okay.
So I am going back to the basic gray ink, which is what I chose today for the eyes.
Great.
Versus black. I just wanted to be a little bit different.
And I think that's also a great tip for people that using basic gray is a great alternative instead of just using black.
Yes.
Especially when you're using more subtle colors like you are with the pool party.
Absolutely.
Also great for baby cards because black can be a little bit striking where you have more subtle colors when you're using babies.
Correct.
Just great alternative.
Now, I also have a piece for my inside. I don't even know how you did your inside. You probably did it different, right?
I do too, but let me go ahead and stamp it inside while you are.
Okay, so here's my inside piece. I'm going to move my bird and words to the outside. Again, the entire stamp set is being used here. I like to use my grid paper. Obviously, I'm stamping on an angle today, and I'm going to place that right here. And that's, again, all from the same stamp set.
Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and just stamp mine. Again, these words come into the stamp set, and I just love it. I'm going to use that angle technique because I definitely wasn't doing that before, but that's a good technique. So
oh, you didn't?
Oh. No, I just kind of, hope for the best.
Well, this is where grid paper is a wonderful thing because it aids you with those little lines because like I told you, I can't do anything straight, right?
Yep, so that's our inside.
All right, so I've got my little bird. All right, so let's go ahead and let's add him with dimensionals. What are you doing?
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating the focal point of my card.
Okay.
And this is a great opportunity for me to go ahead and talk to you about composition.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes we struggle with composition, and that's okay. I also feel like composition is one of those things that you learn over time.
Right.
You just keep getting better and better. So my tip is when you are composing something, to always do it in odd numbers.
Right.
So sets of 3. So you could also do one focal point of a larger image and then smaller images. So that's what I'm doing here. I used this open rose. I saw some of you say that it was an open rose, so I'm going to go with that. This open rose with 2 smaller flowers that are happening. So all I'm going to do right now is adhere those with some mini glue dots, my best friends.
Instead of dimensionals, huh?
Yes.
All right, I'm removing the paper backings here. I am a big dimensional lover, and I am big on making sure they're well balanced.
Exactly.
Because, your cards go through the mail meter at the post office, and if they are not well balanced, I'm told by the receiver, they come out all lopsided.
Yeah, a little funny.
And you know what? They're like a penny, so use them up and use them well.
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh, is this not cute?
I'm almost done. Okay, so now you will also see that I have some leaves, but when my composition is done, you're going to still see that the entire composition is an odd number.
You know what I love about this, and I do this as well, you assembled your bouquet before you attempted to adhere it to the square.
Yes.
And I think that's one mistake as paper crafters we often make, is we think that we need to do it on the piece.
Right.
This is so much easier because then you can kind of tweak your placement, right?
Yes, I have the choice that if I didn't like that there, I can just take it off.
Right, who's going to know,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to place that there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be layering this with some designer series paper.
She got all fancy. I didn't do that.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. I need to bring in my silicone craft sheet. Again, best thing ever. This,
love it.
The Take Your Pick tool and the Bolden folder are some of my very best friends in the studio. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back here. Now, I made this the exact same size as this diamond.
Oh, you did?
I didn't layer it because I didn't want any white to show. But did I do that?
I guess it doesn't look that way.
I guess I didn't do that this time.
That's okay.
That's all good. But
hey, you know what? Look at all the options they're getting tonight.
Yes.
So the project sheet photos are going to be slightly different without the border, and this one has it, which is great. More options.
All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and build it up with some dimensionals. Let me grab some of these.
Nice, because now it's all pieced together,
right?
And you don't have to worry about the leaves not fitting behind the flowers.
Right.
The other thing about alcohol-based markers, the Stampin' Blends, you want to protect your work surface because they have a tendency to bleed on the paper, which is normal. It's an alcohol base. So make sure you're working on a protected area. And again, Gina's being very careful to balance out those images.
Another thing that I'm doing is also because I used minimal adhesive using the mini glue dots.
Right.
I'm making sure I'm going over those lines with the dimensionals to kind of extra anchor the pieces together.
Yeah, it's good for securing. Now, while you're doing that, I've got some designer series paper that I'm going to be adhering. Now, I've got a white layer for this one, and I have fallen in love with this paper. Okay, Stampin' Up! Designer series papers are double-sided. One side tends to have a theme to it. The other side is a bit more generic, which means you can use it all year round. This is conducive with even our holiday papers.
Yep.
This is from a host exclusive product collection called, oh gosh, I'm just...
It's all new product. We
don't
know it.
Trying to what's it called? It's something like Daydream.
Daffodil?
No, it's Design a Daydream.
Design
a
a Daydream.
Loop.
Okay.
You know what's funny is after a whole year of remembering certain things, they give you new ones. You got to remember them all. So what I'm going to do is I've cut this. Now I've cut actually 2 of these that are identical in size. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus once again. And I'm going to add that and layer it onto the white. And you're going to notice why I'm doing this in just a moment. Because remember, my card base is Pool Party. So I did one now with you, and then I've got a second one here. All right, and then I've got one for the inside. Do you?
I do. Let me go ahead and start doing that too.
Okay, so I actually am layering it again on a piece of white. Just to keep continuity to the front. This is that same designer series paper. Is this not fun? I had a hard time covering this up. Are you looking for your adhesive?
Yeah, because you have 2.
Oh, wow, look at me. I'm not sharing. Wow, that one works really good. Okay, I'm not sharing very well. Hey, you know what? This is the beauty of being live. You just never know what's going to happen, right? All right, so we've got some borders going on. Now, I am going to let you catch up because that paper is
Isn't it
stunning.
gorgeous?
I'm going to have you scoot up a little so they can see you
Can
better.
you grab the rest of that paper
Oh,
for me?
Yeah, that's next to you?
No, the paper so they can see the rest of the designer
from the
series paper.
package?
Yeah. I didn't grab that, but I think it's too beautiful not to show off. And I think they would like to see it.
Well, it's really chopped up. I don't think they're going to care about that.
I don't
right?
think they care, yeah.
All right, so just to kind of give you a glimpse, these are some of the other patterns that are inside of here. And
Remember, they're double-sided.
yeah, so keep in mind what looks like here is different on the other side. I'm just telling you what.
They're just gorgeous.
By the way, the dies cut out some of these roses.
Yes.
I love, love, love that. So there are other patterns here, obviously, in colors. And the one thing I have loved about this is that there are graduated hues of color. So very much like a rainbow. And you know, if you're into paper crafting, you know how popular that is right now. So that gives you a real quick glimpse of those. And we didn't expect to do that, but that's a great way to use up a little time while she's adding adhesive, isn't it?
And now I'm done. This is perfect.
Okay, awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I think I am going to start on the outside. How about you?
Well, I caught up.
Oh, look at that. She's always trying to show me up. Well, I was showing off the paper, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use this around the outside perimeter. Now, you're going to see I'm being a little more gentle today.
You are.
One thing about the Stampin' Seal Plus is very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have had a bad day and you press too hard, it'll have a tendency to want to rip your paper. But I love this adhesive because of its strength.
Yes.
Did you put paper here?
I did, but
Look
I
at
switched it up.
you. Okay.
Just like you, right?
Actually, I'm using the same panel here.
Oh.
Look, see, I'm trying to rush. Lisa, don't rush. That's right, because I'm so excited about all these other cards. And like I said, we had 2 bonus projects for you tonight that are not in the project sheet that I think you're going to love. All right, so this one is going to go here. Now, you have a greeting for the inside as well. Is that correct?
Yes, let's go ahead and adhere that.
All right, now I want to know if you did yours like I did mine. Because remember, there's no right or wrong way. There's just different ways, right?
Yep.
So my greeting, I had stamped my greeting on the diagonal, you'll recall. I did not put this on first. Okay, I'm going to leave that off to the side.
I see what you did, yeah.
Now I got you.
I know.
This is what's so fun. A lot of people think that we actually create these together, and we don't. Gina stamps in her studio at her house with her husband and dogs.
Yep.
I stamp here with Bob the Builder.
Yep.
And then we get together to do the live.
And then I learn how you make it.
And I learn how you make it.
As they are watching us.
Right.
Yeah.
Now this.
Okay. Show me how you did this. Because
Okay.
I'm sure I did it different than you.
No, I think we did the same.
Oh,
You
yeah.
are not going to place your adhesive near the outside perimeter. That is super duper important because I'm going to leave a border of that color showing to create continuity to the card base. This is super strong. Remember, I already showed you. So I'm going to place, look, Lisa, don't press too hard.
I think it might be your
My
dispenser. Because this one doesn't ever have that problem.
That's probably why I stole yours. All right. Do you see how I made a small triangle within the middle? If you're using liquid glue, I want you to be very careful because it's going to ooze.
Yeah.
All right. And now I'm going to look for a perimeter of card base here and here. But I'm looking so that the white tips are relatively lined up. So you want that, you want this section to look like it's intended because this is going to create the pivot. And that's going to make more sense in a minute. Now, let me get my take your pick.
I have a oopsie, so let me show them how to fix it.
Oh, you have an
This
oopsie?
this went down before I was ready because that adhesive is super
Yeah,
tight.
I told you.
Just take your pick tool, take out the tip end, switch it around. It interlocks, lock it together. This is called the spatula.
The boo-boo fixer.
Boo-boo fixer, my best friend. All you're going to do is run this up underneath the adhesive. And what this will do is loosen that so you don't rip the paper. You can kind of see that the adhesive got a little clogged there.
That's okay. It's
but
still
I didn't
good.
even rip the paper. Check that out.
But
so
that
that's a great
stuff's so
tip.
strong, you don't even have to put more adhesive down.
Oh, exactly. I'm ready to roll. So I'm going to make sure this time that I don't press too soon. And then
Love it.
you're good to go.
I'm telling you what, this is the best $10 you will
I
ever
know.
spend. It also comes with a dual-ended stylus
Yep.
tool. You also get a putty refill, all for the $10.
Yep.
That's in my online store. All right, this is what I did. Here's my greeting. It's going on the angle. I did not want this to be seen from the outside.
Right.
So I sized it a hair smaller, but in all my excitement, because I do nothing straight, it still was visible. So what I did is I created the front first so that I knew it was going to be hidden behind there. And then once I was happy with it, I went ahead and I tacked it down lightly, and I'm like, okay, that looks really good. And you and me are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, it's time for some bling.
Here's bling.
Let's
but
go.
My bling's special.
Mine bling is special too, but
Okay.
why is your bling special?
Well, this is the holiday rhinestones, and I'm in deep mourning over these because these are currently on the last chance products list.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're still in stock, if you want to know the truth.
I know.
Because they're amazing, and these coordinate with so many colors. You guys go grab these.
Yeah,
and
they're
add
excellent.
a couple packages. We've had them around for a number of years, and I'm super duper sad that they're going bye-bye. So.
And while I like mine is because this is brand new product. This is the Glossy Dots assortment. Beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but they have this shimmer effect on the inside.
Oh, so pretty.
It's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take a few. I also love the graduating sizes. You have a lot of variety here. And I use my Take Your Pick tool just like you because you taught me.
Oh, look at you. You finally listened to your mom, right?
I do. I wasn't a buyer of the Take Your Pick tool, if I can be honest.
Really?
I was like, no, that's not for me.
Oh,
And
it's
then
amazing.
I started using it, and now I cannot not use it.
So let me show you where I'm putting this last one. Triangle formation is always best for the eye. But I was like, it's going to get lost. And I didn't want to add another color. So I'm opening this up and I'm adding it here, which is visible from the inside. Oh, I can't wait to show them the other cards.
It's a great idea.
Okay, so here's my first one.
Here we go. Watch them open it. That's
Okay,
the
ready?
best part.
Okay, ready?
All right, here we go.
Woo! Isn't this fun?
So fun.
That pivot is a fantastic way to really upscale an image. So keep in mind sizing. You can go bigger than this if you'd like. Just keep in mind it's got to fit within the envelope. This fits in a standard A2 envelope. All right, well.
Let's show them some more. Go ahead.
Okay, let me go. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I have been waiting for this moment for a very, very, very long time. I want to show you this exact same stamp set, exact same designer series papers. I changed up the colors, obviously, to go with the papers.
Super cute.
I changed him with his little feet this time. No nest. It still pivots. Check out those greetings.
Those greetings are cute. Why are those greetings cute?
Well, those greetings are cute because I designed them. Okay, so I am thrilled to introduce you to the Charming Sentiments Bundle. So every single one of these words has a very special meaning to me.
Yes.
I've used them very, very often. Woohoo is one of my favorites. If you don't know that.
It's a favorite of mine, too.
This is my mega favorite. This is Faith Over Fear. And if you're wondering where my mega comes from, there we go. We've got that in here. I will tell you that I took Gina's input on the fonts. So I am thrilled with these. But you know what makes them even better is this.
They got dies.
Okay, they got dies. Now, when Stampin' Up! And I were talking about my $1 Million stamp set, I was like, I knew that I wanted sentiments, but I was like, it's just not good enough to have sentiments. I have to have dies. But I've got to show you something, okay? So ahead of time, I took that Blackberry Bliss color, which is here, and I stamped the greeting. Now, I'm going to tell you what, they stamp amazing. They are photopolymer. Could you open that for me? So you can see where you're stamping, which is fantastic. But then, because they have dies, I'm able to cut them out looking like the actual word, which is something we have never had here at Stampin' Up. But when I got this, oh, by the way, I should tell you that this is the first print.
Yes, this is the very first one.
I got this in the mail literally last week, which is why I wasn't able to create my original sample with this because I didn't have it yet. So I opened this up and I was like so excited because look how many dies there are.
So many. And look how fun this is. We added this last minute. All these fun things.
We had room on the plate. So we wanted to use it up with images we thought would be timeless. The candles, the stars, the hearts, little accoutrements you could put together that you could use both on cards, boxes, scrapbooking, etc.
And I think the big thing for us too, especially you when you were designing this, was that you wanted a stamp set that could be a one-time purchase that you could just use forever.
Correct.
And sentiments were that.
Yes, it was. Okay, now you might look at this and I was like, uh-oh. which die?
What goes with what?
I was like, oh, Gina, we have to fix this.
Yes.
And she said, we absolutely do. And so I took pictures of all the dies individually. I don't ever wish to do that again.
I hand drew.
She hand drew them all.
Hand drew them all after the pictures were taken.
And look what we did. This is just for you guys. So I want you to know something. We did a template for you so that you do not have to do what I did and try to figure out which one of these fits the greeting. Now, I know it's going to be really difficult to hear on this, to see on the screen, but Gina made a digital download for you. It's completely free for you, my stamping friends. It has the title of each greeting that corresponds with the stamp set, so there's no guesswork whatsoever. The red dot is going to indicate the bottom
The
of
top of the stamp.
Oh, sorry, honey, the top. So I looked here and I went, oh, hey there. Oh, well, that was easy. It's this one. So I was like, okay, perfect. Now, I want to give you another tip. One of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Dies is how precision they cut, meaning that it cuts very, very small. You know this is going to slip when you put this in your machine. So I got this. My Post-it note labeling and cover-up tape, which comes from my Craft Room favorites as well.
Best.
Go over to my website, shop Craft Room favorites. You will thank me. Once you get this lined up, now I don't want you to panic because it's meant to die cut close.
Yeah.
Die cut close.
Die cut close.
Yeah, there you go.
A little twisty. Yeah.
It's going to hold it in place and it's going to die cut, which gave me this. Oh my gosh, so cute. The best thing about this tape is you can use this over and over again. Don't lose my die, please. Okay. But I decided when I made this card, let me show you, I thought that the white on the white was lost. Do you see how it has a border? All right, here we go. I die cut a second one. It's identical, so there's no words on it. Let me grab my scissors, and you are literally going to cut this in half lengthwise.
Right.
Now, I realize it's small, and don't panic if it's not perfect, all right? That's really, really important because the vast majority of this is not going to show. Let me grab my silicone craft sheet here. I want to just show you the cool things you can do with this. All right, so I've got my pieces here, and I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, that's backwards, Lisa. Let's flip that over. I added adhesive to the back or a little bit of liquid glue, and I placed it here. Look at this. Does this just not make you happy? And then obviously this one on the other half. So there was a little gap between them, which creates a silhouette border. Now, for those of you that have a very, very large greeting, you're going to have a little tiny gap here. But guess what you can do? Die cut a second one and cut it in the opposite direction so you've piecemealed it around.
And that's great, for example, Faith Over Fear.
Exactly, because it's a square. But I am in love with this, and I have to tell you, it's very surreal to be using stamps and dies that you helped create. It's just amazing, and I really think that you guys are going to love this. Tell them how they can get that.
Yeah, so head on over to lisastampstudio.com. Under the Shop tab, you'll see digital downloads. We have freebies like this one in there, so you're going to want to check out some of the other stuff I put in there because we've spent some time on those digital downloads. We did. So you're going to want to grab that. That's completely free. Just add it to your cart. It's free. And then once you quote-unquote check out, which it's free, again, how many times I got to say that? And then you'll just have it. And what we suggest is that you cut it out and put it in your die set, just like this, in the protective sleeve.
Right. And
it's always there whenever you use it.
Love it, love it. We hope you guys are going to love it as much as we do. Again, it's called Charming Sentiments. You are going to find it in the brand new 22-23 annual catalog. It's on page 38. And I can't open it, okay, because it's against compliance. Right. But this is coming out with you next week, May 3rd. Now, I want to show them the other cards. You ready?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, so this obviously was my first one. The second one using my bundle.
And that one's not in the project sheet.
Let's make not. That's a bonus because we just got this bundle.
All right, well, you showed them a little trick with your sentiments. Let me show them a little trick with my next card. Yep. Because I think that's fun. Okay, this is my next sample. I'm going to let that kind of focus for a second. This is using, I forget, flower bottled happiness. Bottled happiness. I have it. Why didn't I just grab it? Here we go.
It's a bundle.
This is a bundle. It also comes with coordinating dies.
Punch,
sorry. All new product. It's super hard to remember what goes with what. Right? So she's going to grab that coordinating punch. It actually cuts out that bottle.
The vintage bottle. Yeah. Oh my gosh, super I'm loving cute. It.
If you don't know, this is a label. You can put these words in the label.
Yep.
Cute. Okay, so... Well, I had to step up this idea because this fun fold was fun, but what if we added a pocket for a gift card?
It's brilliant.
Yeah, so when you swing mine open, I made a pocket for the gift card. This is just using a circle die. I put it on half and it cut it out perfectly for me to slide in and out. That's also in your project sheet. But let me show you how I did so many different colors.
Yeah, so I said to her, how did you get 4 colors on this stamp? And she goes, oh, I'm going to show you. Now, you did 1 layer already.
I did 1 layer because it takes a little bit of time. And let's be honest, we want to see the other samples.
Right.
Okay.
So you're going to see that there's 2 different images here. Right. So there's one typically for the greenery, And there's another one for the flowers, but that would just be 2 colors.
Yeah, it wouldn't be enough for me.
Correct.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm using Old Olive and Blackberry Bliss.
Okay.
And I have 2 sponge daubers. What we do here in the studio is we label them, and we dedicate one color to one dauber. It just makes things easier for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with Old Olive, ink that up.
Now, I thought this was so tedious, and then when I watched her do it in under a minute, I was like, say what?
Yeah, it doesn't take time at all. So what I'm doing is I'm just coloring the areas that I want green. And this stamp set actually allows me to do that perfectly because there's space in between them.
And photopolymer, you can see the image actually turn that color, which is unlike red rubber. So this gives you a huge advantage if you're using a color that may be corresponding to the red rubber itself.
Exactly.
Like a red or an orange that makes it really hard to see where you left off.
Yep.
But look how quick this is. I wish someone was timing you because I don't even think we're at 30 seconds yet. And I was like, is this really going to work? And she was like, oh, yeah, Mom, it's going to work.
So now I'm going to puff on it. That's going to bring that ink back to life. And then I'm going to get my head in your picture because I'm just going to try to get this as lined up as possible. And because it's photopolymer, I can do that pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. You're going to move things out of your way so you can see better.
Like I said before, firm, even pressure. We want a good looking stamp when we're done.
Oh, so pretty.
And then you just run it through with the dye and you're done.
No, there's no dye.
Oh, sorry.
We're so used to saying dyes. So what we did is you just fussy cut
Yeah,
it
I just find it was easy.
Now, let me tell you something about fussy cutting these larger images when there isn't a dye. Do not panic, okay?
Yeah.
Because she mounted this on white background.
You really can't see.
You can't see. So don't go inside all those little areas. Just do a silhouette of what you need and slap it on there and call it done because we're not taking the fun or the joy out of card making.
Right.
All right.
So next card.
Here's my next one, and I am very passionate about this one. These are a combination of the same designer series papers and some new in color papers. This stamp set is actually being carried over, and it's called Friends Are Like Seashells. So I used the coordinating cardstock, but I want to see if you can pick up that shimmer on camera. Oh, it's so hard.
Shimmery, yeah.
So I added Wink of Stella to the white cardstock here, and it made all my seaweed and seagrass glisten. And then here is my pivot for the inside of this card. Classy and pretty and very simple. Another fantastic birthday card. So that now gives me a total of 3 and hers a total of 2. So that's 5. What you got next?
All right, coming in with a masculine card. We all
we need these.
This is using the brand new He's All That bundle.
Oh.
What that comes with is dyes, red rubber stamps.
Right.
And designer series paper.
Yep.
But I'm going to need you to grab that designer series paper really quick because it's super cool. So let me open this up for you. I did really no stamping here besides this. This is just stamped, embossed, and then I used the die cut that was in there to die cut it. All right, the rest of this is all the designer series paperwork, even this bottom piece here. So what happens is in the designer series paper, which is awesome. Let me just show this off. We're going a little long today, but hopefully you don't mind.
And we're giving you lots of insight on the new products so that when you're looking at the catalog, you can make informed decisions.
Yep.
Sometimes
Look how cool this is.
Seeing it in person versus a catalog is quite different.
Right. And so the important note about this is it comes with 2 additional sheets. We already punched ours out. There's pre-die cut pieces that come in this designer series paper packet. And it is so fun. I'm not going to take them all out because it makes a mess. But look how fun this is. So all I did was this was actually a die cut piece.
Wow.
I put it in there. Obviously, that was also a die cut piece. So very little stamping that needed to be done here.
I love this because you can do scrapbooking with this in a heartbeat.
Or easy cards. Fast, easy cards.
And masculine ones, I struggle with those.
And these just makes it easy. All right.
Fantastic.
You have one more, right?
Oh, yeah, I've got one more.
All right, I have one more too.
Okay, put that one here. We're making a pile. We got to show them all at the end.
All right.
Remember, live chat giveaways coming up.
Yep.
All right. So I had to do a graduation card because it's graduation season. I have showed these tassels in a previous live stream. You guys are going to want these. The quality is amazing. I have them linked in my craft room favorites under the shop tab, then a drop down. You get 20 of these, and there's lots of different colors you can choose from.
It's like what,
$6
Yeah,
and change.
$7.
And I'm going to tell you what, I am amazed at the quality.
Yeah.
So here, very simple. And again, guess what? You can make this any school colors you want. Reds, blues, golds, greens, oranges, whatever the school color is. Customize your cards, and these words come from a grand kid, and it's being carried over into the new catalog. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, and then my final one that is not in your project sheet.
Right, it's a bonus.
I was just playing around. is this one. This
a
is
cup of tea.
using the cup of tea bundle. This does have dies.
Yes.
I know that, so I got that one right.
It does.
And I also am using the brand new in colors. So this is going to be Parakeet Party, this green that you see, and also Soft Sorbet. Sweet Sorbet.
It's so many new products.
Okay. So, and the great thing, this is the new in color designer series paper in the Sweet Sorbet. And what I'm using for the Parakeet Party is glimmer paper.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Oh, it's so fun. And again, look at that stamp set.
Those stamp sets. Isn't that fun?
So
those are the new greetings.
Yep, those come from my stamp set called Charming Sentiments.
Yep.
Again, you split the die, right?
I split the die here, yep.
And then you just use the stamp straight up in the center. Fantastic
fun
card.
All right.
All right, now we're just going to bring these in. You're going to end up with 6 in the project sheet. Obviously the 2 bonus because we didn't have my bundle until now. But the good news is that we are going to give away, how many, Gina? What are we going to give away?
5.
We're going to give away 5
of the bundles.
5 bundles.
Yes.
I was like, let's do it. How exciting. I'm sorry, I'm messing with the little button thing. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to do a giveaway.
Yes.
All right. So very quickly, let's talk about how you can enter.
Okay, so this is what you're going to have to do. And some people already know what they have to do because I see the thumbs up button.
Okay.
The first thing you got to do is give this video a thumbs up. So that's the thumbs up icon. So giving it a like. All right, and then the second thing that you're going to have to do is, by the way, this giveaway is US only. Yeah. So sorry to our friends in Canada or across any type of borders. We love you guys. We just have to give the giveaway to the US. Next thing, after you give this video a like, is to put your first and last name and your city and state that you live in the US into the comments.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. I'm going to use our software. It picks random generators, whoever comments in the live chat. And then we're going to pick 5.
We're going to do it right now live.
All right.
Okay.
Tell them what's next.
Okay. Now, while she's doing that, those of you perhaps that are here for the replay or perhaps you're not chatting, I want to go over a couple things with you and I want to give you a really important date. So the very first thing I want to tell you about is the online stamping retreat that we held for spring. Now, changing screens really quick. We have had so many people ask us, I missed it. How can I get it? So we put the 8 hours of recorded live demonstrations and a 125-page color PDF tutorial with step-by-step written instructions, which means you get both in a bundle for you to purchase. The whole package is $45, but guess what? It's only available for 5 more days. On April 30th, it's gone. It's no longer available. So you're going to want to head over to online stampingretreat.podia.com where you can purchase your tutorial and video bundle. It's there, easy, quick for the download. You'll have it right away. We would love to inspire you. Now, a couple other things. If you would do me a favor, head over to my website at lisasstampstudio.com. If it's your first time, scroll down to the bottom and you're going to see subscribe at the bottom. And you're going to want to do so because that's going to add you to my free weekly e-newsletter where I'm going to share a project sheet with you that's not shared on any of my other platforms. That includes a photo, step-by-step instructions, cutting dimensions, all the supplies. It's a no-frills email, and I sure would love to include you. Now, while you're over on my website, don't forget to check out the new details on how you can get your catalog. That's underneath the Shop tab, as well as my very vast PDF tutorial library. I have over 100 PDF tutorials. Most of them, I'm like 99% of them, are actually what am I trying to say? I don't know, I can't find the word. They're actually collated together. So you don't just get one tutorial, you'll get 4 or 6 tutorials. I guess I'm really excited about the giveaway. So check that out when you're over on my website. If you have any questions about something, can't find someone, just click that contact button and I will be more than happy to help you. All right, Gina, do we have our winners?
We got the last one's being drawn right now.
Okay, so we're doing this through a random generator, so we want to make sure that you're qualified by hitting the thumbs up and that you put your name, city, and state in the live chat in order to qualify. And again, this is a live chat giveaway. We are so thrilled for those of you that have come by to watch the replay. We hope we've inspired you, given you a little bit closer look at the brand new products that are coming out in the 22-23 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. I would love the opportunity to earn your business. I have a very exclusive and generous ordering rewards program, and that information is over on my website.
I got it.
All right.
Let's do this.
Here we go.
Alrighty, here we go. All right, the first random person who is chosen is Virginia Folsom from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations, Virginia. Send us an email. Go ahead and go to lisastampstudio.com, click that contact button, send us your shipping address information, and then we'll get that off to you.
Fantastic.
The next person,
Yes,
drum
let's
roll,
do it.
please.
Yes, drum roll.
Here we go. Is Mary Lamb from Garland, Texas. Congratulations, Mary. Go ahead and just give us a contact. Email us. Use that lisastampstudio.com contact button. And then our third one
Drum roll. Gotta love the sound effects.
is Deb Brobeck. Hopefully I'm saying your last name right. East Berlin, Pennsylvania. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Deb.
Fourth person is going to be Miriam Perez from Orlando, Florida.
Yay!
Congratulations.
She's not far from us.
No, she's not too far. And finally, the fifth random person picked to receive the die bundle is Charlotte Lado from Boca Raton, Florida.
Yay!
Congratulations to all of you. Again, if your name was randomly selected, please go to lisastampstudio.com, click on that contact button, send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to get these ordered on May 3rd and send them to you.
Yes, so keep in mind, it's not available yet. It's going to be next week when we can order them. We can only get this one complimentary one. It's not even available for demonstrators to pre-order yet. So I want to give them one last little bit of information that's really important, and it's about the next live stream. I'm going to be back live with you next Monday, which is already May 2nd, which means it's going to be the eve of the new catalog. And as you may have guessed, I have a ton more ideas for you, and I look forward to having you join us then. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.
Have a great day.